Hey everybody, welcome back to the Pourin Hub. And I got my boy Jake.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good on this fine Sunday, June 30th. And we're sitting around watching some baseball, drinking some beers. Who's playing?
Oakland and Arizona.
So it's the NL game for him. Arizona Diamondbacks. They play at Chase Field. And their beer is Blue Moon, which is one of my personal favorites. I don't know if you dig that one.
I won't not drink it, but
I really like it.
I wouldn't buy it.
This beer and eating crabs, hard shells from Maryland on a summer day. So what we're doing is we're pitting every home team's beer from their stadium against the number one selling beer in America right now,
Modelo.
And so far for the month, since this is the last day, there's been 3 ties. So Modelo has 12.5 points. Oh. And the home team beers have 16.5 points. Woohoo! Modelo could inch a little closer, but it looks like it's a win for the home teams this month. So if you want to open that one,
play ball.
I'll open the standby Modelo and pour it in our right side's glasses. It's a little cloudier, so even this one wouldn't have been a very good blind taste test. So we're not having the envelope because you can tell them apart.
Mm-hmm.
Modelo is so clear and crisp.
All you gotta do is smell it.
Dude. You don't like it?
Foul ball.
It smells like crabs to me. I don't know why. It's weird. Per usual, I'm going to let Jake pick which one we start with.
Modelo.
Okay. We're going with the challenger, Modelo. I mean the away team, Modelo. He's the number one beer in the country, so he shouldn't be called the challenger. And this is the 30th time I've had it this month, so I think I know what it tastes like.
I think it's Modelo.
It tastes just like the one I had yesterday.
But it tastes like Modelo.
Yeah. It's not outstanding, but it's not hateful either. It's just good beer. Middle of the road. I call it run of the mill. Nothing stands out, but then nothing turns it off either.
Mm-mm. It's flavored water.
That being said, this is 4.4% ABV.
Wow, this one's only 5.4.
So, yeah, it's not that much more.
I would have thought it was stronger than that. Pretty close to the same.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And we got some Drive Right, sponsored by Craig Albright. Oyster crackers, palate cleansers. It's been an interesting month. We had a couple beers that were...
Strike 3! You're out!
You could only drink one.
I was going to ask how many of the teams had like beers that weren't necessarily associated with them till they made the partnership, and then how many actually have their own beer that they brew.
Some do brew their own beers.
Because like the last one we had was obviously from Texas,
Yeah.
local.
Yes.
Yep. And that's where their team is, but obviously this is not
Correct.
at all related
Right.
to the team per se.
Some places like Arizona, I couldn't get their local beer here. I couldn't get it sent here. I couldn't get anybody to get it for me. So we just went with their beer menu and picked one that we could get here. So we did have, of course, Busch Stadium, we had Busch. And Coors Field, we had Coors.
Yep.
So they're affiliated. Miller, the Brewers is Miller. But a couple, not many though, but a few, I had to like get a Blue Moon. It is served there at Chase Field, but it's not a local.
Right.
But a lot of them were. They were local Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Fenway, we had a local one. Well, Fenway was Sam Adams. They're made up there. The Yankees, the Mets, we had Steady Eddie for the Orioles. That's made right by the Orioles. Washington, we had a local one. Most of them were local. But that's a great question because after 30, I'll put the list down there of all the beers we tasted this month. And hey, leave a comment. What's your favorite baseball beer? But anyways, if you're ready, move on to the Blue Moon, which I believe to be this one. Cheers.
Yeah, I think that's a
Good guess.
Blue Moon.
I don't know why that reminds me of eating crabs in August.
Yeah, I don't get crabs.
No, most people look at me like I'm an idiot. But then again, I eat cilantro and taste soap. So, you know.
I don't know. There's just something in it that doesn't taste right.
There's definitely something in it. You either love it or you hate it. There's definitely an edge
Yeah,
there.
that aftertaste is kind of odd.
There's definitely an aftertaste. And if you don't like that taste, then you don't like that beer.
No, I can taste it through my nose.
I can taste it. But I like that. I kind of like that. So now the major question is, for the last day of the month of June baseball and beers of summer, which one would you drink at a ball game on June 30th?
Modelo.
Okay.
I just can't do the Blue Moon.
And some of them came down to personal preference. I mean, a couple of them, the dudes they can't stand one or the other, so they might pick the opposite. Me, this is probably, I might have disagreed on two of them this month so far, but me, I'd go with this one, but that's because I like that one. Personal preference. He would rather drink this one than that one.
Yeah, if you put the Blue Moon up against any of the other ones, I'd always pick the other one.
Okay.
I can pretty much guarantee that probably lose to all of them. But that's just me.
Right. Like I said, personal preference. But hey, we got to chalk it up. He picks Modelo. That means Modelo had 13.5 points this month. Oh. And the home teams had 16.5. So actually, it's pretty close. Woohoo! Modelo did pretty well because there was some pretty stiff competition. We had some pretty good beers from all over the country. But yeah, it's been a fun month. We tasted a lot of good beers. Tasted a couple bad beers. But now we're going to finish these beers and coast into July.